because I.
Hello?
Yo. Okay, I'm live now, apparently.
Uh-huh.
So, Ruth, I know you really want to say like the F word and stuff. So if you do say that, I'll request Chris to remove you from the group. Okay. Anyway, just try not to. Okay, and yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we are live now.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna get to scripting.
I actually hate you right now. This ladder's disgusting. Oh yeah, it was just a testing ladder, to be honest.
Disgusting, just like the life ladder.
Also, where's the roads? It's here, but like.
Yeah, they're under the ground somewhere.
Oh, they're under the ground. That makes a lot of sense. We're also transparent.
Yeah, you aren't live yet.
I'm not live yet. Oh yeah, I know why.
You are live.
Oh, I think I need to make it so it's not unlisted. How do you go into edit here? Alright, public. There, save. Alright, now it's working. Should be.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like refresh. YouTube here. Yeah, there we go.
Alright, roads are back.
Right.
Yes, hello gamers! Welcome to the stream for me and some friends. Make a game.
Yeah, let me quickly mute the stream.
Hello, Ant, Fade, whatever. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Yeah, I'm just gonna be scripting because I'm the only one here who knows how to script. And Chris and Ruth are gonna be doing some building stuff. So yeah.
Arx, I still hate you because you have such a small window for like actually seeing what's going on in the game.
I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of stuff though. So yes.
You have explore and properties entirely on an entire side.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, but like then I can have like I can look somewhere and like work, and then I can look at the other side of the screen.
I just know something. What's this game?
What's the game? Oh, it's if you can't already tell by the script, it's a prison game.
So it's gonna be like something with prison life and Derby.
And if you can't tell by the beautiful wall here,
we don't really have any plans right now. We're kind of just like, I mean, I'm kind of just freestyling right now. But we're probably gonna. It's probably gonna be like, I honestly don't know, but.
You rob a bank. And then
as far as we know right now, it's just gonna be a prison game. So yeah.
To be honest, this is probably gonna be more like Crim Blocks, just a random game. No one really cares.
Maybe.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Or even people watching right now.
There's
the best
4 people.
4 people. Okay, good.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, these scripting things aren't really doing that good.
You know, touch my stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot. If you guys could say something is shad, then I can give you guys mod.
I already typed dot, so I'll do it again.
Well, yeah, I can't really see it.
Don't give Havaduka. You have to.
Hello, Havuk.
That's mine. That's me, bro. That's me.
What? So you don't have Rith anymore?
Yeah, I do. I'm just logging in. 1 second.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought I was watching the stream, to be honest.
I'm actually see, you may actually be blocked.
Everyone will like the stream. Thank you for liking.
Yes, everyone like the stuff.
4 likes, come on. Don't be shy, like.
Yes.
Can you see me type hi?
Yes, there we go. For some reason, did he ask me for? No, it's okay. It's okay, Dizzle. I'm good. I'm good for this one. It isn't. Thanks for. Well, I haven't really scripted a lot yet, but thank you for liking my scripts. Not gonna go too much detail here, just letting you guys steal in my scripts, but yeah, I script. Thank you.
Yeah, Yeah, Arx, I'm gonna go steal your script quickly.
Yeah, you steal. You know what? You steal the entire main script thing, and you have like a billion scripts. I need to serve you, my king. No, you're good, Tezel. You're good. You may rest now. You may rest.
You may rest.
Yeah, Arx.
When are you doing this? When are you going to spell challenge right? When did I spell that wrong?
Say challenge.
Wait, no, he said spell. Where did I pronounce that wrong?
Like that, right? I'm not mod yet.
Yeah, well, I can't even see your live shots, so you know what? I think you're banned. Actually, you may actually be banned. Yeah,
No, I
wait,
can't
are you're Teo Vortex? I can't even say. You're that guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're actually banned. That's great.
Oh.
Alright,
Oh,
tell
I
us
banned
In the chat though.
the
let me
spell
go
and
take a-
challenge. Well, right at the moment, up until now, I didn't care. So, okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. That's kind of off topic though. Some scripting. This is a studio stream, so that's
Wait,
kind of off topic.
wait.
Not gonna lie, but sure.
Can we get 6 likes? Can we get 6 likes in the stream?
Yes.
On this.
Okay. Can you say something now, Chris? You're unbanned. Hi, Dan.
Yeah, fam. So what about me, fam? Why are you a bully?
I gave you mod.
Me?
Yeah, you, Ruth.
Oh yeah, let's go. I have more.
Alright.
Rit, stop touching my ladder.
Fixing it, fam.
Do I have to like? You don't have to like. And you can't have mod. Sorry. Just give me Ruth and Chris because they're like kind of like
Kind of what?
But I'm not gonna. No, game is. I'm never gonna pretend it's. I'm never gonna pretend that it's on topic. Yeah, and not gonna lie here, but that's pretty cool.
Stop touching my ladder. It's annoying.
Me here trying to make the game work, and you guys just like don't see my ladder. Like, yeah, you're gonna be good devs. You didn't ask for mods, my boy. Yeah, I don't give mods. Just don't ask. Can anyone?
Go.
Boy, no. If you can't already tell, I have 2 of my friends here working. This isn't like a game where like I get my entire chat to work on this game. Like it's gonna end up with someone going into the toolbox to search up like Bugatti.
Free virus.
Bugatti. Yes. Oh, I like this Bugatti. I like that Bugatti. Yay! Yay! No, we're not gonna use that.
No, people will go.
Are you determined to make a good Roblox game? I honestly don't know what this is.
People will just type in free virus in the toolbox.
Dislike. What is the point of disliking? What? Just because you can't have mod.
We can be better than Jailbreak. We have Bugatti Chiron.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, dude, have you not seen my beautiful tree over here? Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it is. Oh, it's really brilliant, beautiful.
Disgusting, fam.
Should we time out this guy? Yes, let him be. Timing it out just won't do anything better. No, not your creations. Don't worry. Okay, what am I trying to do? Yeah.
Alright, go into the toolbox and type in free virus.
Hold on.
Do you like this? No, fam. What the?
We're gonna put it in my tower.
Free virus.
You.
I didn't get anything when I search for free virus.
Is that good?
And I am unsubbing too. Okay, well, bye.
Stuff actually.
I don't know why you would do this for some reason. Like, you just lost a sub. Okay, well, not my problem that you're doing it just because you aren't getting mod or not being it. Look, you see, it isn't my problem that you're unsubscribing and stuff just because you aren't getting like mod or being able to help on the game or whatever it is. It isn't my problem. Like if I'm not that person that lets like all my fans do whatever I want. That's like related to me.
Dude, Arx, we should do something.
Okay.
We should just We should just like make a game and let everyone have.
Yeah. Well, I think we should ban. Just let him be. Okay. I didn't request anyone to time it out. Well. Are you Ender Cohen? I'm not sure. And hello, Max. I'm gonna give you a mod as well. I don't know. This is just some random project. I don't know. This may be Crimblocks. Hello.
Yeah, this may be blocks, but a better version.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty.
No.
You, fam. It's not. I'm not saying the word.
Yeah, but still no.
Exactly. You're not supposed to swear.
Okay.
This is family friendly, boys.
Very friendly family.
I
don't know what I actually put.
Search him out on YouTube. He is my classmate. Well, not right now, but yeah.
Don't touch it.
Are you guys still? Are you guys still?
He keeps on touching me. He's touching my leg.
I'm here doing actual stuff. Not gonna lie. Okay, I'll check it out later.
Try to get it, dude. Try to get my.
Why?
Don't touch it.
Yeah, I know creations.
Nope. I got you. Stop it! I will remove you from the game.
No, you
I
don't
didn't
have.
have
You don't have permissions.
Oh,
Can
shit.
we get no dislikes? Okay, thank you.
We already got.
I
one
hit it with a
dislike.
dab. I read it out without any spaces.
666. What do you mean?
Sucks.
This is
It's
just
a
a
summer
look-
game. Hello, you are Junior. You know what? I'm gonna call you UR Junior. I probably have given you like 5 nicknames already, just because your name is like so hard to pronounce.
Just call him Muhammad.
We're just being toxic.
Well,
This stream.
I'm gonna end my video. Okay, bye.
Ladder.
This is a pretty good long. Well, okay, well,
Boy, Riff, can you actually stop?
what
This
happened
is
with my
pretty-
studio?
What
Did
did I do?
my studios crash?
No, we just went out of the game.
Now we banned you from the game. I made a script to ban you.
Oh, but no, you can't. It's illegal.
I don't know how to script anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. So it won't even work.
I wonder what should I do.
I
don't know what.
build like
should
a
I do.
bank because I'm working on the bank robbery now, guys. We're actually making gameplay, boys.
I scripted like for when you go in, you get money and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna script that. Well, I'm currently
script
just setting
that?
up regions,
Okay.
but
I got an idea. You script it, I'll make the bank.
yeah, I will script it. I'm just setting up some things here. Now, if you're stuck in the map folder in workspace, there's a folder called robberies, the bank.
Okay, I made the bank.
No.
It's a bank though.
No, dude, Control C right now. It's not even modeled.
Actually, control.
It's not even a model. Control C.
It's actually delete.
Well,
If you actually have
no, but like,
80%.
no, to see, like, that model wasn't even in a model, so it was like so many parts. It would take forever if we did it manually. Anyways, if you see in the map folder, the robberies, the bank, and then put all the bank parts in building. Don't move my region. In fact, it's gonna be here for the time being. Just for testing.
So wait, it's gonna be here. Okay.
Do you like the K-pop? Not
Just
sure.
Just
Okay,
put it,
what?
like a little bit to the side so I can build a bank. While
Yeah,
you're scripting.
it's over here. It's over here right now.
I'm just gonna get some bank stuff.
Yeah. Slam for Sweden. Hello, Donald. Yeah, so this is kind of like a collab stream. Not gonna lie, but yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, now who is Who is responsible for this jailbreak robbery bank?
No, wait. Why did you delete it?
Oh,
I'm
who's
getting
responsible
stuck.
for this jailbreak bank?
At least you can.
I am.
Thank you.
I'm getting like stuff. I'm getting parts of it, fam.
I
Do
will say
not
myself.
take remote parts. They can
Yeah.
be virus.
Yeah. Developers didn't search up like. Oh!
Type
Today
it.
I'm gonna make an epic update. A bank robbery. Okay, let me search a bank. Alright, here we go. Now we have a bank. Alright, we have a bank. Alright, let's go to search a bank robbery script. This is not how you. That's not how you make a game.
Are you bullying
Yeah,
me?
no, Max. I actually didn't live in IKEA before, but I actually robbed IKEA too many times that he thought like, you know what, this guy's just gonna keep on robbing us. So let's just give them like this entire building because why not? So yeah, that's why. Yeah, now I just live in IKEA. All right, bye Tessel. Good luck, stuff like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I haven't been watching your stream. I'm gonna test my thumbnail skills now. All right, go do that.
Yes, go do that. And minigun. Okay, we're not gonna do guns yet. Oh, you own IKEA and you are it. OMG, you swim in IKEA. I don't know. Your Discord nickname is the best. Yes, if you go into join my Discord server, links in the description. And you check my nickname there. It's actually pretty cool. Yes.
Can you invite me to your Discord server? I
But-
forgot.
Boy,
Can I do that?
Boy, I just said it was linked down below in the description. While you have your
Okay,
stream open, you may as well just get it yourself.
Yes, I need help.
With what?
How can I make it like this? Look on here.
Yeah, what?
If I put a block here, and I put a block here, and I put a block here, right?
Yeah.
And I make
Can
them
you
really
give me
big.
Robux right now?
Yeah.
Okay, if I make them really big, right? How can I make them like you see? Like sometimes it doesn't attach like this. Okay, this thing's like this. How can I make it like how I want it? Like a little bit like to the side, you know? Not like this. Like a little bit like how I want it.
I get what you mean. Go into modal up on the top.
Model.
Did
And
you
then
know
you-
Roblox is gonna get deleted? No, are they not doing are they not? No, they can't remove the Roblox. I was actually planning on buying the Roblox.
Give me some. Give me
Yeah,
model.
Chris.
I think it's only me that gets it right now. Roblox shutting down. Oh my god, no! Just when you get started on the game, Roblox is gonna shut down.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roblox is shutting down, guys.
Yeah. I know. I heard that. Definitely not fake.
Definitely not fake.
Definitely.
I mean, what do you
Luckily,
mean?
Roblox is shut down. Roblox is! Yes, Roblox is shutting down.
Yes.
I don't know what it needs server storage for.
Yeah,
I've never used server storage so far, but yeah.
Red is so trash at building.
You are gonna help me. Go model and then
You see where it says like rotate and move, right? Then you wanna just change that to like 0 or something.
what do you mean rotate?
You see,
I live in
can do this.
an Amazon box. Jesus.
Yeah, but Chris, oh my god, Jesus. Chris, look at this. Chris, look at this. So if I take this, right?
Yeah.
And I want to put it here with this thing. It doesn't attach, right? How can I fix it?
Okay, nice. Can I be in it? I'm that one Amazon box with the AK. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I
If
can't,
you
like,
see an
find it
Amazon box with some, if you see an Amazon box, the chance of it being maxed is pretty darn high. So if you see that box, you better run away, or you're probably gonna die within 5 seconds.
more. Yeah, so Chris, how to fix it?
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm just sitting here scripting,
Like
and you
that,
guys
like
just
that,
trying
like
to
that, like
like
that.
build.
Like that. How did you do that?
What?
How did you do this thing? Like, how did you move this like from inside it to outside it? You know?
Oh, I click on move instead of whatever select.
What am I even doing? Robberies. No, I need to get a map.
But
I
it still doesn't
smoked that
work.
Mexican stuff.
This
Okay, Chris, come
guy,
here.
this guy called Rift by One, right? He's so stupid. He doesn't even know how to change tools. Like boy.
I know how to. I know how, but I mean, like, come here, Chris, come here. Like
Yes.
this thing. How can I touch this? Jesus.
I live in a
Like,
fake
how did
toy
you do that?
mansion. Jesus, Tesla, you're living your dream, aren't you?
Click on move instead of select.
Yes,
It
I
is
did
so-
that. It doesn't work. This.
Like I'm about to like. What are you even doing, Arx?
Scripting some, I'm scripting some bank stuff. I don't know. I actually don't know. But yeah. Oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'll do that later.
Yeah, do.
I'll do that later.
Yeah, do. Yeah, guys.
Alright,
Alright.
and regions. And there we go. Alright, functions.
No.
Trying to get my hands on the functions. Alright, robbery module. Okay, what, guys? What should I start off with scripting within the bank?
You should make that.
I didn't ask you. I asked my chat because my chat is cooler than you guys.
Oh wow! Shut the hell up.
Just kidding. Okay, well, what did I start with? Make a house. I said within a bank. Within a bank. Well, I guess the house could be a bank, but you see, I'm not a builder in this game. I'm the scripter. Hello, Dark Side. Welcome to the stream. Yeah.
Dark side? Like
Dark.
the sun?
Okay, I'm not even gonna question you and your life. Okay, well, you guys were in for good help, so I'm turning to you. Hi, Isis
What are
Dev.
you doing?
No, I'm just learning, fam.
You're learning how to put walls together.
Yes.
You know how stupid that is.
Don't
My
ask.
You're literally destroying my feelings. Alright, look
Fam, I
at
don't
this.
build.
Look at this.
Fam, I
He
don't build.
doesn't even know how to put them together.
I don't even know where you guys are. You guys making a jailbreak type game? Yeah.
I
Excellent.
don't know how
No,
to
gracious,
build.
I saw that. You did not say, yeah. Yeah, we're making a jailbreak type game. Welcome to the stream, literally, Lee. Welcome.
Alright, so I just thought of something.
Mhm.
Would it be possible if you could transfer people's data from jailbreak to this game? Without having an
Don't think so.
It is actually possible. Using
Ow.
bot.
Using a bot?
Yeah, using bot's data to send data from the bot system and
Yeah.
go right over to
I
our
was trying to
data.
make an JB style game once, but it's not a company.
Look at my
I
screen share.
immediately
I'm
quit
gonna
after I
share my
realized I'm
screen
using free models. Oh, I can help you script with you need to anytime. I'm good though. Thank you very much for the help. Anyway, but yeah, I'm
See,
good.
the-
Thank you.
Yeah, have you given me mod yet? Because I don't have it.
Well, I haven't seen you chat in a while, so I haven't been able to. Let
you
me see
go.
here. Okay, finally. Okay, you didn't have to say it too dollars. Okay, there we go. Sometimes the only thing I love is the same thing I have in IKEA, but it doesn't seem to be this one. This one has like, but it doesn't seem like this one has a good reason for that.
Next,
I
yeah,
love the
making-
idea that in IKEA. What is it called? We don't. Okay, my studio crashed again. Okay.
Because-
Well, we don't have a name yet, so the only name we're gonna go off of is
Max,
Crimblocks.
Thank you for the idea, by the way. When I'm done with the prison thingy, I'm making IKEA, right?
Oh no. Okay, yeah, we're definitely guys. The Alloy jailbreak strip. Yeah, they did. I don't. Not gonna lie, I didn't think they did it until I came across. I came across some random tweet showing that it's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
So
finally,
yeah, I did apologize to 2 robberies. I did on IKEA.
First word, well,
And they actually yeah, they were pretty happy, so that's why I like now living at IKEA. Sorry, Worcester.
anybody hear me?
Yes, hello.
Oops.
You see, I'm reading the chat, okay? The chat right now is
No,
more
I thought,
important to you
Discord was
guys.
Bro, I thought Discord was glitched, fam.
Oh.
Boy.
The outlaw is a tab word now in TDS. Yes. Okay. Nice. The outlaw get banned. He got epically banned. The robberies banned.
Hey,
Hey,
Chris,
go in
Chris,
here.
What?
where are you? Come here.
Don't touch my tree. That's beautiful.
This, watch this.
Don't touch my tree.
Guys, let's see Arxbird for Rob and IKEA without asking them. I'm gonna shop and see it. Okay, bye.
Hey, Chris,
What's the game?
watch this.
The game. It isn't really a game yet. It's kind of like.
What?
Wait, you using free models? No, we're not using free models. All of this is created ourselves. Yeah, we create all this stuff.
I mean,
On the street.
he is called
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello, welcome to
so-
the stream. I'm not sure what your name is, so I'm not even gonna. Can you hear me, please? Sorry.
Chris, where are you? Come here.
The game is called Fortnite Free Model Land.
Follow me. Chris, follow
No.
What?
Do you use Blender? No. You see,
see
I
this?
kind of script. These 2 people build. They don't do. The thing I hate. What I hate with scripting things is that, like, no offense at all. Okay, I see you want to help, but like, I hate the. Oh Jesus!
You wanna fight, fam? You wanna fight?
Yeah, boy. Use some free models, free writers assignment.
Wanna fight, fam?
What I hate with like when I use Studio Script is that everyone is like, can I help? Like, no offense at all. Like, I understand you want to help, but like, it kind of annoys me. Like, yeah, like, no offense at all. Okay, I see. I see why, but just no. Hello,
Yeah,
anime.
Can't do anything about it.
EU. I'm not even gonna attempt that. Oh yeah.
So you can't do about it. Anything about it.
Ew.
Ew. Ew.
Ew. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not letting you guys. You know, be like.
Ew.
Well,
Whoops.
no, you then. I'm just gonna go ban you then.
Should
Oh,
the trees
shit,
be the
this
cells?
guy is getting muted.
Alright, thank you for banning that guy.
Yeah,
Or
he's-
Very
He said
much.
that.
should this be the cells? The trees be the cells?
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's actually a pretty good idea. No, never.
What a beautiful jail we have.
Yeah, I know,
No.
right? No. Full value. Open. Under robbery. Okay, can you guys stop? Okay, 1 tree or no trees, okay? That's like a scripting ability anyway. Yeah, what did I just say? 1 tree.
He took it back.
Okay, actually, Russ.
Okay.
I didn't invite you for no reason.
What should I do
1
though?
second.
Didn't I tell you like 15 minutes ago to build a bank?
Oh, you're not letting me.
Well, all you do is take a free model.
Do I do a bank? Let's see.
Looks up a YouTube tutorial. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, look at
How
this.
to make a bank on jailbreak YouTube channel? What? Wait, what?
Whoopsie. Arx, you can look at that. That's offensive.
Yeah, it actually is.
Whoopsie.
Offensive.
I don't think you understand, mate.
The FQC word. We're legit doing nothing.
Oh, who's the
No, I'm actually trying to do something, but you guys.
deleted my block?
You didn't see that.
If somebody, one of you, deletes my block, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
Worth, what are you trying to accomplish?
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Bro, who's deleting my block? Chris, you... Chris, you see, this is how can't I make a bank because... Chris...
Yeah, first of all, you only need like one port to start off.
Yes, I know, but he's deleting it and he's
But
picking
you
more.
need two.
Oh, he...
Okay.
See, what the... Bro, I'm not even pasting those. Oh, Chris, come on, stop it.
Dude, why do you have 2 blocks? That makes no sense.
I don't have 2 blocks. I only have 1.
You actually do.
This is pretty fun to watch, not gonna lie.
Why do you have 2 blocks, dude?
Pretty fun to watch. Not gonna lie.
Everyone look at... Where's Arx?
I think Arx muted.
Are you okay?
How are you guys doing? Why is everyone just sticking at me?
Because I need content.
Okay, you need content?
Yeah, this is content. A block.
No, I'll show him what's content. Wait, just give me a second. There we go.
What?
Oh my god, who deleted that?
I know exactly what you're gonna do.
That is so big.
Okay,
What?
where's... Just wait, fam.
It's big.
Color blue. Okay, take it a little bit down. Okay, take this
You
a little bit
didn't-
up.
You even noticed that I made it smaller.
I made it smaller, fam.
I will make a better bank than you. This.
I don't care who makes a bank. Just if both of you are gonna work in a bank, that would be better. Just work in a gosh
Fam,
darn bank.
you said you're gonna work with your flipping stupid stairs over there. So let me work with my bank, fam. Stairs is over there. Work with it.
I mean, to be honest, it's not a stair. It's not stairs, dude. No stairs. Is.
I don't think a lot of people are watching now. Spam
No,
F in the
people are
chat. Just
watching.
kidding, don't spam, but say F in the chat if you're still watching.
F in the chat, boys.
F.
Open, no, open. Okay, I'm gonna publish real quick and save. Because why not?
Let's have.
Robbery
You're making the
equals-
same Game Pass, right?
I'm not even making a Game
You're
Pass.
making. No, but you're gonna make a Game Pass to me, right? For the bank. So so to get more money, you know.
No. I'm actually not gonna do it.
Chris, come work with me in the bank. Let's work at the bank.
Yeah, you guys work together at the bank. We could, but you guys can do the burden later.
Don't touch.
Good touch.
Okay, so if statements. If open the value.
Yeah, that's so. I think it's too little, Chris. We should have it like a little bit bigger.
No. Do you know? Look at this. This is the size of a player.
Okay, then okay.
Okay, so if open is true, no, we need not. So if the bank is closed and it's not under robbery, then we can go ahead and open it.
Can you fix this little part, if you don't mind, from here?
What?
This little part over here. You see how it's like getting out, you know?
Yep, sure thing. Why did you change? What? Can I see if it's good or not? Oh my god, man.
That's good, that's what I meant.
It's not perfect, so I'm not happy.
And this little one, look, you see the window, you know?
Yeah.
Let's fix the sides.
Yeah, I think we'll just do this.
Yeah, but the window is still not connected, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but not like that, not like that. So basically we'll just have like a wall here.
I don't feel like it because it will be better if, like, you know, like that.
I mean, who the hell has a bank with like just glass?
Jailbreak, Mad City.
Jailbreak doesn't have an entire bank of glass.
Not entire, but we're gonna have like longer up, you know? We're gonna make a good one. Yeah, like that. Now let's take another one like this. Paste it. And around and like.
I don't want a color picker. I'll fix this. 1 sec.
This is what I mean. How do you do that? Like, how do you give it like a small piece of like out? You know?
I'm using a tool called Move.
Oh,
It's basically just another.
Break. Sure.
if I use move, look how much it moves it. You see?
Oh, yeah. Go to modal.
Model.
And then you see where it says rotate, like almost like in the beginning.
Rotate, yeah, yeah.
And then where it says like 45 or whatever, the numbers for you.
Yeah, rotate 45.
Click on that and change it to 0.
0. So now I move.
And you do that to move too, so then it should be easier for you.
Okay, this is what I wanted. Yeah, thanks, huh?
No problem. I guess I'll work on the doorway.
Yeah, sure. I'll fix this.
Legit, we're just chilling, 2 people making a bank,
And I'm
And,
your
like,
scripting.
and Arx is scripting, and that's like 58 times harder. And
Now
he
for me it's
doesn't even
ease.
know.
It's ease.
Z. Did you scale that or did you move it?
I can't scale that. Why?
Ooh, I know exactly what I gotta do.
This is hurting my eyes. Can you put it back?
Time.
I'm just fixing it, like to put it, you know, the same scales of the other one because the one is higher.
1 sec. No, I'm gonna put this one down. Put that one lower. Actually, don't touch it. I'll fix it. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. No, don't touch
Okay,
it.
sorry.
It's alright.
Why are we gonna why is it a wall in between? It makes no sense.
You know in
Just-
jailbreak? Do you know in jailbreak, right? Like there's this wall, right? This is in glass. In jailbreak.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not aiming to have a jailbreak bank. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not aiming for it. You guys may be aiming for it. I don't want it though.
Yeah,
You guys do whatever.
Should I work at the doors?
Yeah, you can make it door, actually. It's fine.
Actually, you make the door because I'm not that good at it.
Sorry, one sec. You know how big this is? Oh, 6 people are watching the streams. I'm making a person game. Ah, cool.
Congrats.
Congrats. No one asked. Haha. That's it, dude. I'm deleting your Fortnite account. I mean, who plays Fortnite nowadays anyways?
My friend, Sally.
Oh yeah, that friend that always joins you and asks if you want to play Fortnite.
What's this? Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't have any friends.
Yeah, I don't.
Ow. What are you doing?
So we're gonna have one door here and like 2 doors here there. Or actually no, like we're just gonna not have anything here.
1 second.
I know, fam.
Oh, whoopsie. Oh yeah, Rith, have the game? Your grammar is...
No,
Yeah.
which game?
Just this
Just
game.
no.
Just go into play first. I'm just gonna go into play right now.
I go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch your chat whilst you're doing that.
There's not really anyone in the show right now.
Hey, have help a little bit for a second here.
Alright,
Look at this. Now on the glass, I can't literally move it. I can't do anything with it. It's not allowing me to do the skill, or you know.
Alright, it's gonna escape prison. Now it says I escaped. All works fine.
yeah, I'm gonna try the game too, actually.
You guys better have.
Chris, can I have help?
You guys somehow. No,
It's
you
not
get.
working.
You obviously didn't anchor the bank. You never
I am
anchor
not
stuff.
a good anchor boy.
No, you're clearly not.
Oh,
Yeah, you should make us change teams, but no.
Maybe. You know what? I'm gonna do something.
Alright.
What about it now? All I know is that, let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna go run mode.
yeah, we should have a run mode. That's like really important, actually.
What do you mean?
Oh,
The run.
yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
run play mode. There's just something you have to script. Alright, require
I'm still in getting
game
the...
server script the server script
So.
server script service the main script the robbery module colon open bank. Okay, we'll start off by opening the
Yeah, I'm
bank.
gonna try clicking play.
Alright, that works.
You know, I don't understand anything that
Oh
are
shit, nice. You guys already have like the police military. Wait, what's the inmate say?
It's a prisoner.
Why didn't you just type prisoner?
Because every prison game except for that has mate.
Oh, and you guys have. Oh shit, you already also have done. Oh dang, fam.
Yeah, we've done it quite a bit.
Military police. That's cool, fam. Like seriously, I'm not gonna lie, it's cool.
Yeah. No,
I
I also think.
most of the stuff I've just been building.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
I read quite a lot today.
My
Okay.
done a lot
Attempt to index up value.
Mine crashed.
Change military to citizen. I mean,
Time to
should we have a
rob.
Where's the military thing? Where's the military thing?
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
we're not done with them. We're not really done with anything, but yeah,
Huh?
it's the change team to citizen. Do you think we should have citizen team instead of military?
No.
That'd be quicker.
Well, maybe, but not now. I like the military theme more.
I mean,
I have some plans for it in the future
would-
if we actually come
I mean-
that far.
Are you guys gonna have a SWAT?
I don't have any plans to fit in. I think that every game has like a
mean-
SWAT theme, so I don't
mean,
want to.
Exodus dev. Still though, it's not really gonna be an RP or like a
Wait, are
roleplay
people
game.
shouting right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to get a new shot. My shot is
A lot
legit
of
broken.
people have been chatting. A lot. There's have been a lot of chats.
Okay, well I'm sorry guys that I haven't been able to see it. Oh Jesus, yeah, I just wrote, yeah, I definitely didn't see you guys shouting here. I'm sorry.
Chris, come here.
Yeah, not where like where you were not looking or anything.
Yeah, look, Chris, watch this. I can't move anything. Oh, now I can. Why is it sometimes stuck for me?
Welcome to the stream, BP 2020. The scripting isn't that hard. Okay,
It's great. The scripting
yeah,
is
well, for you guys it's hard, for me it's not that hard. But yeah, yeah, no worries, I'm good. You need to add an OBS layout. No, I'm not going to do that. No more than police
You
if
know
that's the case. That's actually true. That's actually true, Exceeded. The game is more aimed at police if that's the case. If I tell you, I said I won't. Yeah, Exceeded, you do have a point. It will be kind of aimed at cops. If the if we have a military team and not a citizen. Yeah, I know that Exceeded. Or you use a second monitor. I do use my second monitor. And plus, like, now that it's a scripting, see, and with the now that I'm scripting, like it's just gonna be in the way no matter what I do. Like, it's just gonna be in the way. You won't be able to see anything. You scripting? Oh yeah, I'm scripting a game.
Chris, I fixed the glass.
But Exceeded stuff on topic of that, it is aimed at police. There's not really any like there's no, I don't really know any games that are aimed at the police other than like role-playing games. You know, like these like,
Yeah, like-
group thing.
like why would you even be a citizen? Like what?
Yeah, that's also the point. Like being a citizen, like it's something new, but like what would you do as a citizen? Would you like, because like it would take way too long to like script a shop or something, like a grocery store, so as a citizen you can like buy food. Like why would you do that? Would you like just no.
Like we're mostly aiming for like
Just a prison game, but like maybe some aimed at police. Basically, a citizen will be able to rob, but then as soon as they rob, they will become a criminal. That could be a thing, but then a lot of no one would be an inmate. Which on top of that, we could actually change inmate to citizens. So you start off as a citizen, then when you rob, you become a criminal, and if you get arrested, you become an inmate. We could do it like that, but that's for the future if so. For now, we'll keep it like it is: inmate, police, military, and criminal. Well, let's keep it like that, buddy. So remove prisoner. Yeah, we'll do something like that probably. But yeah, we'll see. But for now, we'll keep it like as it is right now. Because I think it's more important to like focus on like the core gameplay, so you can actually have fun playing it, rather than having these like small little details. Because right now you can barely just escape to prison, and that's basically it. We don't even have a good map. Speaking of map, actually, now that I think about it, someone needs to do some terrain here, because it's kind of flat right now. But that's for later.
Okay,
But still, though.
Chris, listen. You can work on the bank. I will start working on the prison. Yeah.
I'm playing the robbery task. Yeah, it's kind of old, and I'm just scripting a new version of it.
Yeah, by the way, Exodus Dev, are you actually a developer or no?
Yeah,
Because-
he is. Well, kinda. Yeah, he is. He said earlier, so like, well, let me see if I can. He was a 3D modeler, map designer plus creator, so he's probably a dev.
Yeah, he understands a lot of things, so I'm just gonna go to his channel quickly.
Yeah, you go check out his channel. Alright, man. Yes.
Even more than me.
Yowza.
Legit, Exodus Dev has more subscribers than me.
Bruh.
Watch
I
this
need to
here.
go to here, don't I?
Prison
Oh wait, I just
Boss.
realized it doesn't work because it's not open. Yes, it doesn't work. So I need to
Prison
open it
Boss.
first.
Damn!
And then it doesn't work. Yes, I'm a developer and founder of Livestream games, yeah.
Damn, son! This guy is good.
The whole game of Temple Prison Brawl is old. Yeah.
Wait, check.
I'm not making that anymore. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta scratch some things. I'm working on a prison game too, and this helps me to find out how to script stuff. Well, if you want to know like all the scripting things, probably gonna be doing this quite often, just because my life is probably gonna be this. Probably
Anyways,
with Chris with a lot as well. So be sure you subscribe with post notifications on. I'll be doing this a lot. So yeah.
Make sure to subscribe.
Yes,
to
make sure to
Exodus
subscribe.
Dev. He's a
Subscribing
good
is
guy.
the most important thing ever you can ever think of. Okay, now I need to think this. Attempt to index up value. Well, I'm already sub. Well, thank you. And we can access from open game adventure RPG game. Nice. All right, now does anyone know why this doesn't work? Time left dot value is equal to time to rob. I honestly don't know.
It doesn't work.
Probably not. I mean, I could set that to default. Actually, it's a little poly. I'm so proud of it. Nice. You're
Chris,
super proud
listen.
of it. My
Chris,
friend is making
what
an
if we
open
have-
RPG game.
Listen, Chris. What if we have like, probably like this? Look, watch. Something like this here, right? We make it big, and we have like we like to make like B and like the B and like stuff like that. You see, like this.
Dev, you're looking good so far. Okay, cool. Are you gonna make the letters yourself?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus! Actually, get out of my life. No, actually, don't. Thank you for being creative, but it's gonna. Not so sure about that. I think we should use Blender for that.
You can make a
mesh.
Listen. You can like try seeing first like the B, like the letter, and then you can like decide if not or yes. The first letter, like the B, right?
No. Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Talking to me.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Like I can like create the B, and if you don't like it, then we can use like from
Yeah, I know. I'm actually not sure if I actually want to have like a bank. Well, we're probably gonna have a bank sign, but like, not sure if I want to keep it like deal breaker stuff. Like maybe like have like a starters, it's like a surface GUI or something.
Huh?
You don't know what that is, or don't you? Oh my god, I can't spell folder. Okay, number value. Time to rob. 180. No, actually, no, I don't need this, actually. I know exactly how I can do this. Number value.
Yes, Chris.
Alright, there we go. Because that's 180. How many minutes is 180 seconds? I'm actually lost. That's 3 minutes.
Seconds?
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Gracious also said it's an old.
No, it's actually it's actually 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yes. That's 3 minutes. Thank you. Okay, well, let's see here. We can remove this. add dollar value for later because we're gonna add a. I just realized that you could. I just realized I don't actually need this value. I could just have it in the script actually.
Did you just realize that now?
Yes. Sally, just now. Okay, where's it? Here.
Did Chris go again?
I don't know. I think he muted.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
Jesus!
muted. I think he went to eat like or something. I
Did
don't
you
know.
do this? Did you message me exactly 6? Alright. Instead of my other accounts, that's why I left. Oh, well, thank you. Those are probably gonna go bye-bye soon, but sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, let's see if this works now. Hopefully it does. Hold on, it may not work. No, well, not that. Okay, so it's now it's gonna be
Rx,
open. Yeah.
I just need help. So something.
Hold on, let me check here.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
Oh, come on!
Oh,
Come on, it still doesn't work.
what happened?
I honestly don't know. I don't know how to fix this.
Add me user. No.
No, no adding. No, no.
I took it away.
Yeah, I saw it. We've been playing for like an hour. Jesus, time went by.
Yeah.
Went by fast.
Wait, did we? Oh shit, 15. Oh shit. Okay. Rx, look
Yeah.
at this.
Hold on.
How can I?
Wait, hold
how
on.
can I get this
Wait,
in-
hold on. Let me restart. Do you know how to lock a billboard GUI on the y-axis? What do you mean? I actually don't know. Hold on one sec. Yeah, what, Ruth?
How can like look at this? Okay, if I do this, right? Wait. Let me see. If I do this, right? How can I? Oh my god! How can I get this like into this thing to go in it? Like you know.
Alright, so you see, next to rotate, there's this thing
Yeah,
called,
rotate.
yeah, you don't want that, but you want to turn off, you make sure collisions are off. So like the UI does not move up or down when I move ahead.
What do you mean?
I don't know
understand.
if that's possible. And my studio's crashed again, okay. I'm not sure if that's possible, as far as I know.
Look here.
But,
I will
yeah.
like I will give you an example. Yeah. When
Oh
you
wait,
do
I
that.
think I know, hold on. Okay, rotating it. So when collisions is off, you can just like use the move tool to just move in it like normal, you know.
See like this, but it stops me. Like I can't.
Yeah, that's why you turn off collisions. Next to rotate, you'll find it.
Cushions. Yeah.
Right.
Cushions.
Turn that off. You don't want it to be selected, and now you
Oh,
can.
now
move
it works. Oh, thanks.
No problem. All right. Exceeded us. On to your question. I don't know how you do this actually. Let me see. Billboard UI. Let's add some frame. Don't care. So you wanted to. I'm just gonna move this up actually. Okay, that's good. Alright. So you want it to move up, and you want it to be locked on the y-axis. Now, oh, yes, really, so you could have done offset it. Okay. Almost on top.
Talking to me?
No. I'm not sure about that one, Exceedus. I think you'll have to just keep researching. If you haven't already. Because I don't know. Alright, meanwhile, I'm gonna try fixing this thing because it's so annoying. Why does it not work? I could be the sheep guy to go check how I did in the different game, and that's because I'm that lame. Alright, I gotta take this on my other monitor.
I'm 600 subscribers.
Yes. Okay, I think I'm about to be live again.
Okay.
Alright, seems like we're back. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I think we're back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay, alright. I don't know what happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. All I know is that, we're back. Alright, sorry for that. I can hear. Okay, it's good. Okay, we're good. Okay, now. Now, you see, I still can't seem to fix this. And I checked on my other game, and it's still the same. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can fix this.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to script so, like, I can start the bank robbery. But actually, no, now I think about it. I could use a delay. I'll do it.
But you did it last time. You did it on your last game. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I know. Well, not on Chrome blocks. I didn't use the same system, but I want to use a module for it. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use I don't know, the 3, yeah. Also, if you haven't already subbed, we're so darn close to 600. It's actually saying I think I have a sub count over here. Let's see if we can get it. Sub count.
Do you want me to send you a link here? Like this. I sent it on Discord. Pop your name right away.
Oh, thank you. You're gonna open it. Okay, the sub count doesn't seem to want to load right now, but oh, it's back. Yeah, it's back. I don't know what happened. All I know is that hopefully it doesn't happen again. But we're back.
But your voice is lagging in Discord. Leave and rejoin.
Wait. I think it's on your end. Well. Okay. Discord. Oh wait, no. Okay. Bro, what? Hopefully we're still going. Low key, my stream kind of crashed. Tell me if you guys can hear me. Apparently I ran out of RAM. Sub count is broken. Ruth, my Discord legit broke. Hold on. Wait, I'm on the wrong account. What is this? Hold on, yeah, I'm joining back the call. I don't know what happened. I ran out of RAM this time. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, I thought like you went offline. I was like, boy.
Yeah, I ran out of RAM. I don't even have my music. Okay, it's right over here, but it's not going. What the frick?
Like your whole stream. What I think you should do, like, stop your whole stream, close your Discord, close everything, and then do everything back. Because I literally your stream is just stopped. Like everything stopped in your stream.
Yeah, I know. I'm well
I can still
aware.
hear you. That's everything you can do.
I'm well aware. I think it's good now.
I can try stop. Don't say anything. The music isn't running.
Yeah, can you call? No, sorry. That's because it's not running. There's nothing. It just is
There's
like
no
that.
music. There's nothing.
Yeah, I know! Close out of that. Alright, well, music seems to be broken, so...
Hmm?
Do you have any other music?
Can I join the call?
No.
Oh.
Alright, well... Let's, I did use a
Oh,
for
shit.
loop also, but, we've been streaming for like an hour, basically.
Hello, have I
Oh.
missed some?
You
No,
missed the
you...
whole thing.
Yeah, I haven't missed much. It's just that I ran out of RAM, my stream crashed. That's about it.
Oh, your stream crashed?
Yeah, and then I ran out of RAM.
Look what I'm doing, fam.
Oh yeah, have you seen XSDev's teaser? It's really cool.
I think I did. Not sure. But I
Let's see.
think I may end the stream out here, probably.
So what have you guys done? Someone
Worth has made a B. I've scripted a bit. Yeah, that's about it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
You're being
I'm just gonna go
beautiful.
show you guys what we're doing.
I'm
I'm
not
sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm getting kind of tired or something. Or maybe I'll just take a break. But I'm gonna show you a full gameplay thing. So you see, you can become an inmate. You can come over here. You can escape the prison. Look, I can escape the prison. Now it says I escaped. Cool, right? Okay, and I can also go into here. Hold on. And yeah, this is basically what's gonna happen when I'm gonna start collecting cash. And boom, the Jew-Way's gonna come from out of nowhere. It's gonna give me cash. Then when it's 0, boom, it's going away. Then when we get more cash, it's gonna come out over there. Pretty cool.
Wait, what? How did you do that?
Oh, I did it. I just like it's called Tween Service. But yeah, that's basically everything in the game right now. Oh no, yeah, there's a day cycle in Data Store, but yeah, that's irrelevant. Okay, when will the game come out? We have no point. We started me and Chris started yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like yesterday sometime.
Yeah, and this is basically day 2, and the fact that it's day 2, I'm actually pretty proud how far we came. But
yeah,
it's definitely coming out tomorrow. We don't have any vehicles, we don't have any cars, we don't even have a robbery yet. But tomorrow, yeah, we'll release the game tomorrow, guys. We have no idea when the game is gonna come out.
Yeah.
We just started, so we have no ideas. We're kind of just scripting right now. Well, I'm the only scripter. We're kind of just working and new stuff we want. Yeah. You know I'm joking when you do use grammar. That's funny. You're funny.
Yeah, you are funny.
Yeah. Alright, well, yeah, I'm gonna end off the stream here, and I'll probably be back tomorrow, probably, live. Hopefully us 3 again, but who knows. Hello, Gamers Moon. But, maybe it's just me next time. I don't know. But, thank you everyone for coming. Be sure to subscribe. We're so close to 600 subs. If we aren't even at 600 subs yet, let me see if I can get into my channel. That'll take it so not too long.
597.
No, plus 10 minutes. Sorry. We've been streaming for we've been streaming for over an hour.
I figured out how to put in how much money you have. I can get 1,000 now.
You realize that now.
I can get 9 billion.
Yeah, but if you're doing it on a client, then it's not gonna work. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, I can't seem to get it working, but yeah, thank you everyone for coming to the stream. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you guys at some point. Okay, I'll probably be back live tomorrow, or maybe or not. I gotta edit a video. I decided to stream instead of uploading a video just because I didn't feel like motivated to edit it. So yeah. But thank you for Chris and Ruth
guys?
for
I
coming.
have 1 billion.
But yeah, thanks for Ruth and Chris for coming today, and I will.
Hey, thank you. Wait 1 second, I have to reset because
Yeah, but thank everyone for watching and stuff like that, and I'll see you guys in like.
Subscribe to me. I only have 7 subscribers.
Yeah, but I'll see you guys next stream or something. Okay, bye.